Is this the right place?
No.
This is the wrong one.
It's down there on the left.
Oh, thanks very much. See you later. Sometimes on the way, we'll have a quick flick through the script, and we've usually, because we've rehearsed all day on the Friday before, we'll have a look at the script. I'll have a look at the script at home on a Friday night and maybe flick through it on the way in on Saturday morning. But we well, very, very professional.
Hello.
No, we're having a break. Break it is.
Break it is. I'm fine. Fine, really.
I can't wait to hit the beach. I like big butts and I just can't lie.
Hang on. What?
I thought that was just going to be just a dreamy one. As soon as we get in, really, we'll sit down with the guys, with James and Leon, and we'll kind of go through the opening as well, because that's the one part of the show that's really topical, and we sometimes we only write that on the Wednesday or the Thursday, and we go through that opening. When we come down the stairs, what we're going to say, welcome to the show, and then it's something, and we only write that Wednesday, Thursday, and literally if something good has happened, if something big is in the papers or something on the news on the Saturday, we'll rewrite that during the day, and we just keep trying it and keep trying it out. And is it too long, is it too short? And the show is always so packed, we're running out of time, so it always comes off the beginning, and it always says, can you cut a minute out of the beginning? We're like, well, that means we've got to do this, and we've got to get rid of that joke, and we want to keep so many laughs in that beginning bit. So we do that as soon as we get in, really. We go through the opening again, and we go, is that a good enough joke? Should we take that out and tighten it all together? And we do that first thing Saturday morning, and just try and get that right. As long as we can nail that, we feel a lot more comfortable, I think.
What do you think, Leon?
I think it's too long.
I think it is a funny song, but it's an endless list of funny songs. I think let's do it. Let's run it. But
Yeah.
I think cut it myself personally.
Right.
What were you saying? You thought
I thought it was just you talking and then me going off, going, I like big butts and I just can't lie.
right.
Sorry, I was miles away.
The process starts probably on the Monday, really. Once we've sort of woken up and found out the response to Saturday's show and heard the ratings and stuff like that, and talked to the producer. Everybody sort of has Monday off at home but works from home, and then Tuesday the skeleton script gets put together. Wednesday we start really filling in the blanks, really, and start writing it, and then by the time you come to Saturday, the script's there, like Dec's saying, but it's just constantly changing right up until we go on air. In fact, we have a sort of a half an hour or 20-minute quick meeting just before we go on air, just to get rid of those last-minute changes that have been bugging us or haven't quite worked or jokes haven't worked. So we thought we'd quickly change them. It constantly changes all day Saturday, which it makes it exciting, really. It makes it quite thrilling.
I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair once or twice.
Quite liked it twice, actually. Let's see now. See if it goes
And
on
are
too
we
much.
miming with actions or just actions?
Well, what do you think?
I don't know.
If you're
If you're going to mind the words, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Eric and Ernie, you've got to bang it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you've got to animate it.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you. I know you hadn't had the clips before, and you hadn't had the
Yeah.
It's up to you. What do you want to do for this run?
I'm going to mime it for this one.
Well, I'll mime for this one then.
Well, let's do it.
Let's mime it.
Let's mime it.
Quickly, let it through.
Yes.
It ran.
Okay, thanks guys. So we'll take it with audio.
I think it was 3:15, and it's got 2:30 in for it, so we'll probably lose two of them. But let's give it a go.
This show is like trying to fit a pint into a half-pint pot. There's so much in it, and if things start to spread, it's going to affect something later on. So you've got to be quite brutal, and sometimes it's difficult as the guys who have to stand up there and say the words and try and get the laughs and deliver the jokes. It's quite difficult when you think that's a really good joke and the audience would really laugh and I'd look really good.
Yeah.
And I've got to take it out. So that sometimes it's a real shame. But
and the audience as well. The audience, as soon as you do something in front of the audience, it completely changes. How we've been doing it just in a rehearsal day or in a rehearsal room or whatever. As soon as people start laughing or cheering or whatever, and you can never second guess what they're going to really enjoy or what they're not going to enjoy. So putting time in and saying, well, this item lasts 4 minutes. You can sort of guess at, but when you get in the studio, it could last up to 5.5, just because the audience have liked it or haven't. Really.
The opening, camera 5, when your music's on.
Yeah.
And yours camera 2 for when your music's on.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that.
Okay.
The rest of it's all
Yeah, that's fine.
Have you rehearsed the other one?
yeah. We haven't done a bit of music yet, so then it's just bloody
Thank you.
Guys, can we step from the top of the show, please, folks?
We always have real wobbles every week, and it's literally when we've settled on the opening and we run it, and then we run it, and everybody goes, right, happy? Yeah, it's the right length. You know, it's got the right amount of jokes in it. Is everybody happy? Yes.
For the last time this series, it's ant&dec Saturday Night Takeaway! Hello and welcome to Saturday Night Takeaway, the only show on TV that says don't just watch the adverts. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a very sad night for us all tonight. It's the last show of this series.
Is it funny enough?
Yeah.
Is it really funny?
You're
And you go
constantly
around,
second guessing yourself, and you know you just don't know.
and we go around asking everybody, is it funny? Do you find it funny? And because we've lived with it for most of the week, you know, you do begin to doubt yourself then, and you just got to kind of go with it and trust your instincts.
And you always go back to your instincts. I mean, you'll read something for the first time, and where you first thought there was a laugh, or where you first thought that was, you know, a good joke, or that this is good little setup for later on, and then you'll mess around with it, and then later on you go, is it working? Should we not just take it back to exactly how it was when I liked it in the first place? And 9 times out of 10, that's what happens.
Cool. Other than that, no, I think it's fine. I think, yeah, it is what it is. The audience will lift it.
Yeah. And I thought, grab the ads all right?
Yes.
It gets tense at the beginning of a series when you're going back into a new run, and you stood at the top of the stairs just waiting to come down. And at the beginning of every episode, when you just stood at the top and you think, oh, it all goes to plan this week, I've remembered everything, you know, the movements and people's names and punters in the audience, and there's all this stuff whirring through your mind, and that's the time where you get most sort of nervous and excited. But as soon as you run down the stairs, and as soon as you've got the opening over, then, as you know, it's such a quick, fast-paced show that you don't think about it. You haven't got time to think about it, really. So it's not that tense. It's just a lot more enjoyable.
There's been, you know, some quite tense moments, like Anne says, in the run-up to the show. You know, that last 10 minutes, you do get, you know, a bit nervous and slightly tense. And I remember one time, I think it was the first show of this series, and we had this thing about 70% of the British public don't know which one's ant and which one's dec. So we thought, right, we'll get the audience in, ask them which one's which, and when, and you know, most of the audience won't know. We thought, you know, about 70% of the audience, and we get the ones who do know, like, to boo the other ones, and that would be hilarious and stuff. So it was about 5-10 minutes before we went on air, and the executive producer and the producer came to us and they said,
Looking really stern and
can we have
worried.
a quiet word? And we just kind of try and relax the last 5 minutes, and we've got guests down in the green room, and we chat to our guests and stuff, and go, right, we're going to go, can we have a word for a second, just alone? Yeah, no problem. We've got a problem. 90% of the audience knew which one's which. It's completely ruined the opener. We went, okay, I think we'll have to change it then.
Yeah, so we rewrote it, and it turned out that the people that didn't know were in the front, you know, in the front
Put them
row.
in the front row.
The whole of the front row tonight didn't know which one was ant and which one was dec. What is all that about?
Dec, get them out of my face.
That's a good idea. I don't think this front row deserves to be in the front row. Front row, get up and get to the back. Get up and get to the back. Back row, get to the front. Back row, come to the front. You lot, all you lot, together. Back row, come to the front.
We do enjoy doing those openings, and sometimes, you know, we had a difficult time this series just gone, because there wasn't a great deal. We like to keep it topical, and there wasn't a great deal of stuff happening.